Stop. Come on. Come on, Bruno. All right, move it. Come on. Can I connect to this? See if it remembers. Come on. I don't hear anything. Come on, bud. Get out of here. Come on. No, I know it's supposed to work. I hate you. You're such a fucker. Fucking piece of shit. Alright, well, I guess I'm not doing that. Hello. I'm watching my show.
Did you get it connected already?
No.
Yeah, you can't unless it's connected through the cord.
This connects fine normally.
Really?
Yeah, I've had it connect before just
Ethan
fine.
hasn't been able to get it to connect without the cord.
It's supposed to, but I haven't done it in like a year, so. Come on, bud. Wanna go outside? Hi, how are you guys? Ow. Whoa.
I wish that computer could play out loud.
What?
I wish that computer could play out loud.
I know, right? We just need speakers, but I don't have any. I wonder if Alexa can hook up to the computer.
I don't even know what the computer's device name is.
Alexa, can you hook up to a computer?
Searching.
It would be called a desktop.
I don't see anything to connect. Check the device you'd like to use and make sure Bluetooth is turned on. To set up a new device, go to your Alexa app.
Okay.
Now connected to _home_computer_.
I never heard that before.
Alexa, turn it up. Alexa, turn it up a bunch.
You can say Alexa turn up by 3 or 5.
I don't think it is doing anything. Tiny room dot.
So what's what is Candace been exploring?
Okay. But it's going to get even more absurd when we examine the divorce decree. So for the uninitiated, the first document is just filing, I, Lori, am pursuing a divorce, and here are the facts. And now what comes after that is the decree or the final judgment. Okay. Now, I do want to note that this was the fastest divorce in the history of divorce. She filed on July 20th, 1998. And then we have a decree on November 10th of the same year. So this is like 3 months later. Once again, the marriage date is listed, the initial marriage date between Kent and Lori as November 20th, 1995 in Marblehead, Massachusetts. But oddly, by hand afterward, adjusting the wedding date down this time to 1985, not 1982, hoping, I guess, that no one would catch that. I guess the unnotarized 1982 that we saw in the initial filing was too difficult. It would have been too obvious. So this time they're attempting to do it by hand and edit the date of marriage back just 10 years, not 13 years. This is not subtle, it is not normal, and it bothers me greatly. Take it from someone who is chronically being sued. That is not how modifications work.
Can you hear it okay?
You can't just use a pen and write something on a divorce decree. You just can't do that. People have to initial, you gotta date, to me. My suspicion, and again, this is just general suspicion, is that this was done after the fact. Maybe someone had a friend down at the county clerk who was responsible for scanning those docs into the system. I'm just gonna do that. Because that's not real life. That's just not real life.
I feel really.
And once again,
good.
Okay.
that has another casually added separation agreement, which is still not notarized, with an entirely different date of marriage. And the crazy part is that the separation agreement, in that separation agreement, Kent Francebay is waiving his rights to an attorney with no notary present. He just agrees that Lori's lawyer can represent him on everything. So what are we discerning from this? We are at 4 different plausible marriage dates between Kent and Lori Francebay across 2 documents. I should also add that I could not find a single trace of their alleged marriage in Marblehead, Massachusetts. Doesn't mean that doesn't exist, but I couldn't find it across any date. And Marblehead, I would like to note, is certainly an interesting.
Oh, I gotta let that in.
Because it's the recognized birthplace of the Marine Corps. We're going to keep hearing the Marines coming up from this entire story. We're just going to go on work. Now, I should note, to be responsible here, that there are divorce-related documents that are available in Ohio online that we simply are not allowed to have access to. People have privacy, that makes sense. So it's entirely plausible that they went in and fixed these glaring errors that for some reason a judge, we're supposed to believe a judge, signed off on this many wacky different dates. But the point here is just to demonstrate to you how even the most mundane facts about Erika's life are frustrating to verify. And that's just an appetizer, my friends. Because then we received a very interesting email from Sweden. Yeah, my Sweden fans, what's up? What's up, Sweden? And it led me to even more questions about Erika's.
Scribe is how you stop explaining the same thing over and over.
I got it together.
Raise your hand if you told your boss how to do the same thing one week. So that's why they're Scribe. Go to.
Today, you can help save even more. Every single day, thousands of women hear the same devastating lie that abortion is their only option, that they're alone, and that there's no hope. But everything changes the moment a mother in crisis walks into a preborn network clinic and sees her baby on an ultrasound. That one moment doubles her chance of choosing life. It's not just an image on a screen. They realize that it's hearing their baby's heartbeat, maybe for the very first time, in that moment recognizing there's life growing inside of her. It's not a problem that needs to be solved. It's a life that needs to be protected. Let's be there for her in that beautiful moment.
Hi, Christina. How are you?
And support for just $28, you can provide 1 life-saving ultrasound, and $140 provides 5 ultrasounds and 5 chances for life. This year, let's make it the biggest baby-saving year in history. Take a stand, be bold, speak for those who can't speak for themselves. If you'd like to donate, dial #250 and say the keyword baby, or just visit preborn.com/Candace. Again, that's preborn.com/Candace. I also want to speak to you guys about credit for a second, because nobody really teaches you how you should be.
Are you guys watching the live stream? Like Candace Owens? Yeah.
That's where kickoff comes in.
I'm heavily invested in this investigation.
Safely and simply without taking on debt or stressing over complicated rules. Users with credit under 600 earn an average of 25 points in their first month with on-time payments, with transparent, affordable plans starting at just $5 a month, no hidden fees, and 0 interest. Kickoff helps you score big when it comes to credit. It's simple. You make on-time payments, and then credit bureaus see good behavior, and your credit can grow really fast. With the premium or ultimate plan, the rent reporting feature helps you build credit with the rent that you already pay. Plus, only positive on-time rent payments get reported to help boost your credit. You can sign up in minutes from your phone. There's no credit check, no hidden fees, and no interest. So start building credit with Kickoff today and get your first month for as little as $1. That's 80% off the normal price. Visit getkickoff, KIKOFF.com/Candace.
Must sign up via getkickoff.com/Candace to activate offer. Offer applies to new kickoff customers first month only, subject to approval. Offer subject to change. Average first-year credit score impacted plus 84 points. Standard score 3.0. Between January 2023 and January 2024 for kickoff credit account users who started with a score below 600, who paid on time, and who had no delinquencies or collections added to the
Commercials.
period. Late payments may need to be added.
Commercials.
Score. Individual results may vary.
Also, on that same note, whether you are struggling with credit cards, personal loans, or medical bills, PDS Debt has custom options to help you get out of debt. They go beyond the numbers to understand your unique financial situation and to craft a personalized plan that is designed just for you. There's no minimum credit score required. They're here to help you save more, pay off your debt faster, and start putting money back where it belongs, which is obviously in your pocket. PDS Debt is A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau. It boasts thousands of 5-star reviews on Google, and it holds a 5-star rating on Trustpilot. PDS has helped hundreds of thousands of people get out of debt. Every month you wait, it costs you more in interest and fees. There is no better time to start taking control of your debt than right now. So do not wait another month. Take back control in 30 seconds. Get your free personalized assessment and the best option for you by visiting pdsdebt.com/Candace. Again, that's pdsdebt.com/Candace.
Okay.
Okay, so we obviously cannot go so far as to suggest that Loretta, Abbas, Stanley, Wallstock, Franz Bay was openly committing fraud. We can't say that. What we can confirm to you, however, is that if she was doing that, breaking the law and committing fraud is something that Lori's family is kind of historically known for. They kind of arrived into this country doing just that. You see, Lori Franz Bay, like I said, was born Loretta Abbas. She was named after her Syrian grandmother, Loretta Abbas. I want to sear into your mind right now that the Abbas family history is steeped in gambling and casinos. All about gambling and casinos specifically. As we go along in this series, the history and the present of gambling and casinos is going to become increasingly relevant. So let's bring in the OG Loretta Abbas, Erika's great-grandmother, who died in 1990, who was just constantly being arrested for running illegal slot machines. Okay, she came over from Syria and she got to work bringing filth and fraud in Pennsylvania. You check out this article from 1941 where she testifies that she ran numbers. It says Loretta Abbas of Washington, Thomas Roberts, whatever, testified that they engaged in the numbers business and had been arrested on numerous occasions. They explained their role in the numbers lottery without giving any direct testimony against the defendants. Okay, here's another one. We could keep going, but here's another article from 1944 where she pleads guilty to a lottery charge. Before the court, she wasn't lying. She was arrested on a lottery charge. The state police had a search warrant, and when they entered her house, they found the quantity of number slips. She was sentenced to pay the costs and $200 or 5 months in the county jail. Like I said, this was a family thing. Her husband was Mason Abbas, and he was magnificently fraudulent. I'm talking high-speed chases down the highway, lottery tickets blowing in the wind. Check out this article from 1935, and it tells us that he was overtaken in his automobile after a chase of several miles after he had failed to obey the officer's order to stop. Yes, Mason Abbas was arrested yesterday by County Detective Frank Krebs. Before an alderman, he was held for court in default of a $1,000 bond on a charge of conducting a lottery. He was fined $10 and costs for refusing to stop when ordered to do so by a uniformed officer. During the race along the National Pike, which ended in West Alexander, Abbas is alleged to have thrown a package of 100 lottery tickets from his car. Officers recovered the tickets and are holding them as evidence. Yes, lottery, gambling, slot machines. Again, steer that into your mind. Not just on Erika's maternal side of the family, not just the Abbas side, but also the Swedish side, the Franz side. The Swedish side of the family, I will be clear, there's a notable difference. It seems like they've been involved legally. Carl Kenneth Franz is Erika's paternal grandfather. Okay, he participated extensively in horse racing. More crucially, though, he was an executive at the American Banknote Company in Illinois. This is the company that was responsible for printing lottery tickets. It's a big contract, big deal. Here he is in a newspaper in 1974 doing just that. Reads, printing began this week on the first Illinois state lottery tickets. Up to 10,000 agents. It tells us at the bottom there that Kent Franz of the American Banknote Company, printer, examines the first tickets of the initial fresh run. let's stick with Grandpa Carl Kenneth for a little bit because he is, by all accounts, obviously Swedish. Erika herself is therefore Syrian Lebanese on her mother's side and Swedish on her father's side. So something which struck me as immediately odd about Erika is just how deeply she identifies as Swedish, despite her public insistence that she was raised by a quote-unquote single mother. Think about that just from a social perspective. Erika was indeed raised by a single mother. Wouldn't you expect her to identify more deeply with those Lebanese Syrian roots, right? You might even understand it if she resented her Swedish roots, like my dad didn't do anything, so I'm not even do anything in this place. I don't even like being Swedish. To the contrary, Erika feels so deeply attached to her Scandinavian roots that in 2019 she moved to begin the process of obtaining her dual citizenship. She posted this herself, where she is, dual citizenship commenced. Okay. Maybe you're thinking logically, well, she loves her grandpa. I had a fantastic grandpa, I get that. I should mention she comes from a very long line of good Swedish Freemasons. She definitively was close to her grandfather. We know this because she posts about him many, many times over the years, referring to him affectionately as her morfar. I saw this over and over again. You see posts of him on how much she loves him. She even mentions her grandmother there, that's his wife, Elaine, and she says she's my angel in heaven. I usually call her Mormor. So that's her morfar and her Mormor. I'll show you another post of just her grandfather, where she's gonna talk about reflecting upon losing him in 2016. She's posting this, and she again is going to address him as her morfar. This appears to be another wrinkle. You see, I received a flurry of emails from our fans in Sweden about this particular post, and they did not like this post. And when they told me about it, they didn't like about it, made me reconsider things. Not paraphrasing, but they said, Candace, Erika is referring to her grandfather as her morfar. I was like, okay. So I looked it up. It means grandfather in Swedish. Like she doesn't, she's cute. Okay. Maybe she's not fluent, but she's cute. And then they explained it to me further. They said, no, Candace, the Swedish language is quite literal here. Morfar quite literally translates into mother's father, morfar. And farfar quite literally translates into father's father. We have different words for these things. These have entirely different meanings. You would never call your father's mother your morfar. You would never call, and that's what she's doing. She's calling him her morfar. That is Erika's farfar. If Kent is her father's father is her farfar. She said, the woman emailed this, she said, no Swedish grandfather would ever allow you to refer to him as morfar if he was not actually your morfar, okay? If he was your farfar, he'd say, very cute, I'm your farfar, let's get that straight. This would be something akin to being someone's grandfather and allowing them to call you uncle. It's just wrong. It's just wrong. Words have meaning. So why is her very Swedish grandfather so Swedish? This line of Freemasons, Masons Swedish, allowing
I
Erika
hope you didn't look
to
at
call
my
him
face.
my mother's father.
I think he just jumped up there. I didn't know you had food on the table, or I would have watched. I'm sorry.
What's going on here? This is an incredibly interesting wrinkle, which brings us to a point where we
I
should
think he
introduce you
got my
to the
food
family
first,
tree so
and
you
he
can
got
kind of
yours.
see what's going on here, because this farfar scandal troubles me deeply.
Far, far.
Lying? Is she sneaking?
Probably would have tried to grab my chicken.
I'm sure he would have taken it and run away.
Trying to tell us the truth.
He would have been like, oh
She
shit.
checked to look at some other interesting tidbits.
I'll throw that right away.
On March 21st of 2019, Erika visits with Charlie, she's in Jerusalem with Charlie, what is known as Zion's Gate in Jerusalem. She posts a picture with a pretty curious caption. It reads, in part, meet Dola, a Romanian Jew that now calls Israel home. She was sitting by my family's dedication sign for restoring Zion Gate in Jerusalem. What? Why is Erika describing Zion's Gate as her family's dedication? Speaking of which, why does her one-time roommate Nicole Rothstein allege that half of their family, referring to her and Erika's family, is Jewish. Doesn't make sense. She also claimed that after Charlie's assassination, that Erika, she was online going back and forth with people, that Erika was her best friend and her cousin. Nicole Rothstein said this. The Rothstein family, Zion's Gate is their dedication. Nicole wouldn't be lying if she posted it. It was her family's dedication, but Erika? Also, how did Erika and Nicole Rothstein get so close? Remember, Erika presents that she's raised by a single mother on the Lebanese side. Erika is telling the truth about her paternity. That Nicole Rothstein, I don't understand who this would be to her. Nicole Rothstein, it's going to sound ridiculous, but this is the reality. Nicole Rothstein would be Erika's father's, sister's, husband's, previous wife's, daughter's daughter. In other words, zero blood relation, not even kind of related, kind of crazy, would even call each other cousins. People do that, it's cool with their cousins, okay, cool. Erika goes a little further though. Erika also posted a lovely tribute to Alan Rothstein, Nicole's father, online. She calls him Uncle. Uncle? Oh, if Erika's telling the truth about who her parents are, to Erika, that would be her father's sister's husband's previous wife's daughter's husband. Suffice to say again, absolutely zero blood relation, and Erika's extraordinarily close to him as well. Now, I can show you on the family chart just how removed this is. It's insane. Okay, we actually couldn't even fit it so far removed. So you've got her aunt, Carla, is married to a guy named Jack, but Jack was also previously married to somebody else, which you see there, named Edna. And this is Edna and Jack's line. This has nothing to do with Erika France. Again, how did she get so close to these people? Why is she referring to them as her family and declaring that Zion's Gate, which is actually their family's dedication, which has nothing to do with her aunt Carla? Why is she saying that that's her family's dedication? It makes no sense. I'm struck by this. We could imagine how it could make sense. Now, again, we're imagining here. We're trying to make sense of the things that Erika's saying. I could imagine a very easy way it could actually make sense. Her closeness to the Rothsteins, her dedication to Jerusalem, if and only if we take Erika literally when she says Rothar. Let's assume that Grandpa Carl is indeed her mother's father. That would mean, well, obviously, Lori's not, would be your mother. It would also mean that Kent's, just by nature of him being a man, is not her father. We're looking for her mother's father. So we have to start looking at Kent's siblings that are females. That would give us only 3 options. We can bring this back up. One of Kent's sisters would be my first pick. Again, we're in conspiracy land here. Might go with Carla because she's married to Jack Solomon, and that is Jack Solomon's dedication. Carla wasn't even married to Jack until 2002. She just jumped in and was like, "This is my whole family and my family's dedication." No, but if Carla, her mother's father, if her mother was Carla, actually it would all make sense. Solomon is the very man who financed the restoration of Zion's Gate in Jerusalem. If Jack Solomon was her father, then Nicole Rothstein would indeed be her blood relative cousin. But again, that's purely speculation. We don't have to go into speculation. Let's speak the facts more about Jack Solomon. What is factual is that Jack Solomon eventually marries Carla France in 2002. And there are also some other really interesting facts about Jack. Jack and Erika's aunt, Lonnie, and Carla live in Utah. He graduated from what is today known as Utah Valley University. He's very involved in the university. It was formerly known as Utah Valley State College when he graduated from there. He also created on their campus the Center for Jewish Studies. I mean,
It's going crazy.
at the very least, he can put all of the money to university.
Little
He might
kitty.
be able to call someone to get us more footage of Tyler Johnson. How about Carla? She's married to a man. She could have maybe,
Bella, what's
in
your
my
kitten doing?
imagination, made it to the hospital when Charlie was shot and killed. I mean, why did none of them make it to the hospital? They're also nearby. She still lives in Utah. This happened in their backyard. Their family has a lot of power right now. Why not Auntie Carla, rather than Stacy Sheridan accompanying you onto Air Force 2 as your husband's body is escorted to Arizona? Jack Sullivan was also a professor at BYU of political science. He's the former director of the University's Jerusalem Center. He also served on the Center for Jewish Studies on the board at UVU. Zion's Gate, like I said, is his dedication. And if you're wondering how Jack got so rich, it's because back in 1968, Jack and his business partner, a man named Norman Vance, began a company called Advanced Patent Technology. That company would go on to manufacture slot machines. You got it. Slot machines. Everybody said it's just amazing. It's like everyone is only gambling. Per his bio, in 1974, Jack gathered more than $5 million to purchase United Coin, a manufacturer of slot machines, the holder of a profitable Southern Nevada slot machine routes. In 1979, they announced plans for the Colorado Bell Hotel and Casino in Laughlin, Nevada. Area. I love her. Where were they? No. It's an interesting connection. And I am remarking that for all the YouTubers who are interested in this investigation, the gambling thing keeps coming up. And I guess, as Mia Charlie used to say, the rest is future. We'll be right back after the break. All right, you know I'm going to tell you about Mimi Skincare because it is the only skincare brand that I've actually stayed consistent with. It's what I use, it's what I trust, and it's what my routine is built around. A lot of people think that anti-aging is being the strongest product or the newest trend. The reality is aging.
Those cats are being naughty.
It happens slowly over time when your skin loses support, protection, and consistency. That's why Mimi's 3-step anti-aging routine is a smart choice for the long term. It focuses on the real drivers of aging, things like collagen breakdown, environmental stress, and a weakening skin barrier, instead of just quick fixes.
And that's
The
you.
routine uses proven actives like vitamin C, peptides, and retinol. But the bigger difference is that they're designed to work together. You're supporting your skin in the morning, protecting it throughout the day, and helping it renew overnight. Equally as important is the fact that it's simple. It's not about doing more, it's about doing the right things over time. You can find Mimi at nimiskincare.com. And if you use my code Candace10 at checkout, you will save an additional 10% off your order. That's nimiskincare.com, promo code Candace10. Also, I
You want to do it down here? You want me to pop in and help you?
Spring cleaning this year, I know right where you should begin.
Okay.
Go drag your old wireless contract out of the closet and toss it in the trash. And freshen things up by switching to Pure Talk, which is my wireless company. Pure Talk gives you unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data for just $25 a month with no contract, no cancellation fees, and no overseas customer service if you ever need help. Maybe you'll like them as much as one of my listeners, Patricia, does. She says that it was, quote, fast, simple, and I got to keep my phone number. It's less expensive and supports a company that shares my values. I'm very happy overall. I received a mailer after hearing about it from Candace's show. I decided to give it a try. So far, so good. And now it's time for you guys to make a switch as well. Head to puretalk.com/Owens and you'll save 50% off your first month. Again, that's puretalk.com/Owens and switch to a wireless company that shares your values. Pure Talk, America's wireless company. And if you are a homeowner, you need to listen to this because the FBI has been warning homeowners about a type of real estate fraud that's on the rise, title theft. This type of theft doesn't happen by breaking down your doors and stealing your stuff. It happens with a one-page document with a forged signature that gets filed with the county. If your title, that's the legal record of your ownership, gets transferred out of your name, criminals can then use your ownership to drain your equity or even sell your property. You won't even know about it until you start getting election or foreclosure notices in the mail. That's why I partnered with Home Title Lock so that you can protect your equity and find out today if you are already a victim. Use my promo code Candace at HomeTitleLock.com and you'll get a free title history report and a free trial of their $1 million triple lock protection. That is 24/7 monitoring of your title records, urgent alerts to making changes, and if fraud occurs, your US-based restoration team will spend up to $1 million to fix it. Again, that's HomeTitleLock.com, promo code Candace, or just use the link in the description below. Right now, for some fun, because remember when they were freaking out about me discussing time travel? We discussed it specifically Project Looking Glass.
Oh,
the
stinky.
thing that actually
Who is
happened.
being stinky?
Allegedly stole Sumerian technology to peer into the future. Well, you have to imagine my surprise when I began looking into Erica's early years. For some reason, I was under the impression, maybe you were too, that Erica moved to Arizona.
Bud,
her
are
parents
you
forced her
taking
in Arizona
crap?
after 1998.
What? You stink.
Benefit of the doubt here because it's a minor wrinkle, but her parents divorced.
My
until she
dog
was 10.
stinks.
But it's totally possible, like when you're a kid and your parents are separating many times before they get divorced, that you associate divorce with separation. Anyway, here's the true timeline. Erika was in Cincinnati, Ohio for daycare in 1992. She attended a place called Walnut Corner Children's Center in Cincinnati, Ohio, located inside of a massive corporate building. Oddly, the filing for that daycare doesn't have the floor number, but I can show you this photo of her at daycare. LOL, by the way, to her being dressed as a little bee and accidentally throwing up some Freemason hand signs. It's just like a nice hat. She looks adorable. Thereafter, she moves to Arizona and she attends a school that they have virtually tried to wipe from public existence. Now, it's very difficult to explain this unless you're in the weeds, but there is another school by the same name that goes on for a little bit longer. But this particular school came to fruition when a man named John T. Goley incorporated Educational Alternatives up in Minnesota. It's called Educational Alternatives Incorporated. Now, John T. Goley was this big guy. He had formerly helped launch Roundup Monsanto, just a little bit of government poisoning you, giving you a bunch of cancer. This time, though, he was pioneering charter schools in America. He teamed up with the Walton family, the Bush family, everybody involved in this school that Erika's going to attend. It's interesting. I don't know if you want to go to school where the Bushes, the Waltons, and Monsanto. It's getting together, so I don't know. Anyway, John T. Goley, and Jeb Bush went on to Good Morning America to announce the project. The schools would come to be known as Tesseract schools, named after the children's book, A Wrinkle in Time. Story about time travel. The protagonists of that book fly through space and time using the Tesseract to rescue their family from evil forces. It's a battle between good and evil using time travel. And it's about to get even more fun. Because when these families decided to start the Tesseract School in Arizona, they began with a small school in Paradise Valley first. It is that specific school Erika attended that is virtually impossible to come on many documents regarding. They needed a space for the school, and they decided they were going to rent the building that was owned by a Jewish school. Forgive my terrible Hebrew, but the school, I kid you not, is called Gan Yaladi Looking Glass School. I just love this so much. So Tesseract was put into a looking glass. I just think it's fantastic. I just imagine they thought I was like dropping some clues. I was like, why are they all freaking out about this episode about Project Looking Glass? They probably thought I had already known that she went to this looking glass school, this little elite looking glass school down in Arizona. By the way, Tesseract, the school itself, is exceedingly Jewish in terms of the administration. It was run by Jewish executive directors. The teachers are all Jewish. Obviously, you know me. I'm nosy. I tracked down the yearbooks. I mean, I was working really hard while I was off. And I can show you that Erika was at school. I don't have every year yet, but I do have some years, 1995 to 1996 in first grade, 1996 to 1997 in second grade, and 1997 to 1998, which is her third grade. I gotta tell you, I am so glad that I found this restaurant. I didn't get to time travel with it. I don't think I did. Did they think they saw me in looking glass? How panicked were they when I said looking glass? Whoa, no, she's talking about Project Looking Glass. That's crazy. Meanwhile, they're down in Arizona, like naming their schools Project Looking Glass, like Looking Glass Tesseract. Put them in the school. I just love that. It's the accidental control. But what is very exciting about finding her at this school is that it unlocked a lot important things that needed to be known about Erika's life and her connections. I mean, wow. Speaking to people who went to that school, the one in Paradise Valley, very clear. There's other Tesseracts, it got shut down. The one I'm talking about got shut down in the year 2000. And then other schools, when they had other schools, kept going. They changed ownership. But this one was there for a very small amount of time. I looked at the yearbooks, and there are some interesting players involved in this school that kind of went down for fraud. Robbing the piggy banks, recurring theme. We're going to stop here, though, for today, because that's a lot. I've given you a lot today.
It's a lot of information.
Digest, and we should probably get to comments. It's just a lot, guys. There's a lot going on at Tesseract School. We'll be back after a short break. All right, you guys, between groceries, travel, and higher prices, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, especially if you are already relying on credit cards to cover the basics. If that debt is piling up, you are not alone. If you're a homeowner, you might have considered reaching out to American Financing, but maybe hesitated because you don't want to give up that low mortgage rate. Well, that's why American Financing created the Smart Equity Loan, which is a simple, smart way to get your finances back on track without giving up your low mortgage rate. Unlike a HELOC, which can fluctuate with the market, the Smart Equity Loan offers a fixed rate, so you'll have one predictable monthly payment. It lets you use your home's equity to pay off high interest debt, free up your cash flow, and still keep your existing mortgage intact. There are no upfront fees to find out if you qualify, so call 800-795-1210. Again, that's 800-795-1210, or visit americanfinancing.net/Owens. That's americanfinancing.net/Owens. Also, want to remind you guys about Tax Network USA, because maybe you owe back taxes, maybe you've not filed tax returns, or you have filed every year but still somehow kept owing. If you maybe retired and suddenly got hit with a tax bill that you didn't expect, or pulled money from your 401k or your IRA early, and now the IRS wants its share. Well, however your tax issue started, the outcome is the same. Your balance is not going down. Penalties grow, interest compounds, and many of you are about to owe again for this upcoming tax year with no plan in place. So stop what you're doing and call Tax Network USA. With over 15 years in business, there hasn't been a tax case that they have not seen or resolved. They specialize in tax controversies, and they help taxpayers nationwide get back on track with resolving back taxes and unfiled returns once and for all. So whether you owe $10,000 or $10 million, their team has resolved over $1 billion in tax debt. They're offering a free investigation call with the IRS, and after that investigation, they put a clear case plan in place to resolve your tax problem and get you back on track. So do not wait for another IRS letter or a frozen bank account. Call 866-686-1651 or visit tnusa.com/Candace. Again, that's tnusa.com/Candace. The more far scandal, I see you guys in the chat. Why is it so fun to say? Also, why aren't we doing that? It's so, like, we should be saying that. We want to say that now. I want to adopt that. I want to say that's my far. That's my more far. Like, that just makes sense. I hate having to explain that's my mother's fault. It's like, why can't we just call it my far? That's my far. That's my more far. Anyways, you guys are killing it over there in Sweden. That was fantastic, and I loved that tidbit. That was like a journey. What? We can't just say that. We can't just call them more far. Is your far? I get it. Swedish now. I'm into the culture. Okay. By the way, do you think they have the looking glass? I'm just wondering. Why were they spazzed out about it? And I look at this. Why are the Jewish people naming their schools looking glass? I'm just wondering. It's just like creative and fun to call a school a looking glass. I'm just asking questions while it's still legal, and it's not going to be legal for long. Okay, Jenny writes in the comment section, you are loved and supported by many. Christ is King. Thank you. I keep going because it's important that we get to the bottom of what is going on in this world. It is so crazy what they are trying to do. It's like day in, day out, it's a psychological operation on the masses. Like, you're awful, you're terrible, you're demonic. I mean, it was like exceptional yesterday. They haven't even said anything. We dropped a trailer. Why are we not allowed to know anything about Erica's life? Who got harmed learning that Erika went to a Tesseract school? Who was harmed in the making by learning these facts? It's just true. But I didn't accuse her of killing Charlie Kirk. I'm telling you who this person is because she's at the helm of this company. It might be relevant to know whether or not she's telling the truth about her background at all. And thus far, and as we get further into the story, you will see that she's not, or she's misremembering. I don't know. I'm not going to assign any maliciousness to very many mistakes on her background. Stars 333 writes, I missed you. Girl, it's been a long week without you. Got my Candace cup full and ready for this banger of a series. Go Max. Thank you so much. Blue Appetite writes, we all want a friend like Candace. When ish hits the
They're just going into their comments now. It's over.
You're doing everything in your power to get there. Go Max.
What'd you learn?
Huh?
Think about
What'd you learn?
the Zionists.
Just
They always
background
are forecasting
information.
something. Why are you freaking out about an investigative series if your whole premise
There's
is
gonna be
she's just
multiple
innocent,
episodes?
breathing widow? Don't you
Yeah,
want
it's an
to-
investigative series.
You're basically saying
Like
she's
the
not.
last one that she
Okay,
did.
well, obviously
like
not,
this
because
was on
it's
Bridget
investigate, we're gonna find
Prom,
something. Like,
which is-
are you guys just not smart? Like, you should be like, oh, interesting. Well, she's great. So, what are you gonna investigate? No, they're like, pray for Erika. Someone's looking into her background. Pray. Oh, she will need your prayers. Her children need your prayers. They were doing that. Pray for her children. Why? She's at the office the whole time? Like, what was that? What was that freak out, panic. When have we ever done anything to the children at all? Ever said anything? Of course, we want the children to be great. You should not be praying for the children because an investigative series is coming out about their mother who has chosen to be the CEO in her husband's stead. That's a decision that was made. Okay? So here we are. You want to be in the world of politics, you want to be here, you want to be telling people who to vote for the future president of the United States in 2028. As you come out to sparklers, okay, well then put on your big girl pants. You don't get to play the role of a grieving widow when people want to know who you are, especially when you're telling lies. How about that? Can we just go back to a little bit of common sense? No, they have money. They got crazy money. They got casino money. Yes. Let me stop. I should probably get out there. Crypto writes, go Sweden. Yes, I loved all the Swedish flags in the chat. That was fun. Hey, PKP writes, my kids ran around the house screaming. We are listening to Candace. I just reflected at how happy I am to hear that on so many levels. Thank you, Candace, for my humble family to yours. We love you and your crew. Thank you so much. I love you guys too. I love hearing out of that. The kids are watching the show. I hope I always keep it family friendly. Look, I brought out the children's book today. We're on time. We're family friendly. Colleen Dolan says, tell me they were allegedly involved without telling me. Trump inviting Erika to the State of the Union. Everything is fake and gay. Well, that was offered to us as an excuse as to why she could not answer the first we gave her 10 and we reduced it to 4 questions for today's episode, and they were not like exactly cumbersome questions. It was basic questions. Why were a single mom did you pursue your Swedish citizenship? Is your mother actually married to Larry? Is it a real marriage, or did she just use his last name? We're just trying to be a little bit more precise, but we will just have to take her in terms of what she said. And we offer these other questions. Hopefully she'll have them in time for tomorrow. Fergie writes, in my 10 to 11 years of experience in this fight, those who tell you that you are spreading disinformation and then they tell you that you hate are the exact ones that you should be following and that are over the target. Those who tell you that you are spreading disinformation and then tell you that you should hate them are the exact ones to follow, and they're telling you you're over the target. Brittany Watson writes, yes, our investigative journalist, crime fighting superhero is back. Kudos to you, Candace. You have the whole world watching, praying for you and your team's safety. Christ is king. Yeah, crazy. I've never seen it in politics. I'm not being funny. I've never seen it in politics. As ugly as it's been, have I ever seen people posting infant children because they're upset over a tree? That's crazy, okay? I can't stand Ben Shapiro, but I would never, ever, ever direct any person to post his kids, his family, to go after his team if they're working for him. Like, it's a job. Oh my God, who wants to do content? I think we're gonna blame them. It's so beyond anything I've ever seen, and fine, like, I'm happy because it's just that's gonna be gas in the tank. I promise you that. We'll go all year. We'll just be like, this is a never-ending series. This is the song that never ends. It just goes on and on. My friend, where my 90s kids at? Where my 90s kids at? That's about. I'm sorry you weren't a 90s kid. You're on the outside of that one. Anyway, we'll see you guys tomorrow.
What you looking at, babe?
Cars on cars.com.
What's wrong with this one?
I just got promoted, so I'm looking for something more. Ciao.
Ciao.
2 million cars for 2 million possibilities. Cars.com. Where to next?
Hello everybody, my name is Mark Blair and welcome back to No, I Am Not a Human. I seem to have always missed the A in Not a Human. And it's been a little bit. Eat some canned food, and oh, why not? There you go. I forget what that does. His little face is hard to read, but you're pretty sure he's happy. You have a strange feeling you could sleep peacefully tonight. Feels like your furry friends have shared one of his lives with you to say thanks. Who knows, maybe death will pass your home by tonight. Okay. So does that mean I won't be the death? Oh. Who exploded? So goddamn hot. Where's your uniform? Bosses took it. There's not enough gear to go around. A lot of people are dying on the job. We don't even have time to pull the dead out of the blaze. The fire takes everything in the end. But the bosses are more concerned about a fucking uniform. They forge decrees in a line like horseshoes. Not a single one made for the people. Okay. Don't get why it's not in the corner. I thought that was the rule. Then again, that never gives a damn about the rules. Okay.
I love that it started playing Markiplier. That's
Down for a
hilarious.
drink. Ice me looking for you. I was in the epicenter of the shitstorm when everything went down in the air with those
Well,
things started crawling
you guys
out.
have a good
There were those
night.
stupid urban legends about demons on the outskirts.
Thanks for watching.
Nobody remembers
We
stuff
can watch
like
the
that
next
now.
one together.
Turns out they aren't just rumors, and FEMA knew about it all along. And there wasn't anything supernatural going on. The sun's burning everyone to a crisp, while monsters from underground are killing off the survivors.
Okay.
Basically, FEMA realized they screwed up big time, and now they're scrambling to cover up their incompetence. I just happen to be in the wrong place.
How do we get out of here? Oh, okay. All right.
Okay, so
Bye. Have a good night.
I'm supposed to not.